Republicans in the House who are utterly clueless. Later today, they're going to be voting on the repeal of the Affordable Care Act. But here's the deal, y'all. Most of them haven't read it. Let me say that again. Most of them have not read it. Now, earlier this year, they voted. Well, actually, they didn't vote because they didn't have the votes. They had to pull it at the last second. An embarrassment to Speaker Paul Ryan, an embarrassment to Donald Trump. Now, Kevin McCarthy, of course, the one who is responsible for the votes, he says, no, we have the votes after they cut the deal. Now, here's what's amazing about this whole deal, okay? Pre-existing conditions. This is what's crazy. They pretty much were going to tell the insurance companies, you don't have to cover that. See, that's the real deal here. The insurance companies do not want to cover pre-existing conditions. So they cut a deal to say, we'll throw an extra $8 billion over 5 years to pay for that in the pool. So they're going to allow the states to opt out of pre-existing conditions. Oh, but here's a really good one, y'all. A really good one. Congress has exempted themselves and their staffs from the bill. So what they're saying is, America, you get this health care plan, we get this other health care plan. Opponents, of course, going after Republicans for scheduling this vote. As I said, nobody has read it. We don't know the cost of the bill. We don't know how many folks will be covered or who will not be covered by the Congressional Budget Office. And here's what's interesting. Paul Ryan, a few years ago, he said nobody should ever vote on a bill all members of Congress have not read. That didn't age well. Folks, it is, what this is all about is trying desperately to give Donald Trump a win. They don't give a damn about the people who are impacted. In fact, the 10 states that will be hurt the worst by this, Carmen, are 10 states that voted for Donald Trump. I keep telling these ignorant people, hashtag we tried to tell you.
Oh, yeah.
You were going to get screwed by Trump and congressional Republicans, but no, they're like, Donald's our guy. We believe him. Good luck now if this passes.
And that's why they gave themselves the exemption. I want health care. Let me tell you, I work a full-time job so I can have health care. But you know what? Those states you name, Michigan, Pennsylvania, where I'm from, Wisconsin, those people are going to be absolutely
Mississippi,
screwed.
Tennessee, West Virginia, all of it's a lot of broke, sick white people who are going to be crying if this bill passes. And black women, 94% voted for Hillary Clinton. Y'all could have asked the sister.
You know, we roll.
This ain't a good idea.
Terrible idea. It's too early. It's too early for this vote. I think this is falling on the sword. Let's see what happens over the course of the day. I don't believe they have the votes. But then again, there was an amendment from Fred Upton up in Michigan saying that, look, we're going to get $8 billion more for a stability fund. Is that an amendment that can turn moderates? I don't know that we'll truly see that. The speaker's confident. But let me tell you this. I was a healthcare LA at the time. I was junior, very junior, when the Affordable Care Act was passing. And our biggest gripe was that it was being rammed down our throats and we hadn't read it. This is so hypocritical. This is so hypocritical. And the two things we did like, if we liked anything at all as Republicans, moderate Republicans, about the Affordable Care Act, was the pre-existing conditions bit and getting kids covered until they're 26.
Right.
What is wrong with Republicans in the House today that they cannot understand? We've got to keep the pre-existing conditions portion in there. It's beyond me.
Clinton, Olivia, first of all, y'all bring my tea. Come on. I know we're on live TV. Just bring me the tea. Here's the whole deal that's hilarious to me. It's called Keeping My Voice. They posted this thing at 8 o'clock last night. 8 last night.
That's a shame.
Again, they haven't gone through it. They act as if this is somehow a one-page bill. I can just speed read it. This is not a tweet. It's literally, this is responsible for 1/6 of the American economy. But Clint, they are afraid that if these members go home over the weekend and on this break, they're going to get crucified by their members. They're going to come back saying, there's no way I can vote for this.
Right. No, I think that's exactly right. And I think that part of what the Republican strategy is relying on is this idea that the resistance will become exhausted, and that the resistance will not be able to sort of sustain so much of the political momentum that they've had over the past several months. And I think that they don't even want to necessarily test that out. They don't want to go back to the town halls. They don't want to go back to their districts and see the sort of visceral response that's obviously sort of permeating throughout the country. Because this is not a sort of political abstraction. This is people's lives. People will die because of this bill. And for some reason, I don't think Republicans in Congress fully are comprehending that, or simply rejecting any sort of empathy that would otherwise exist.
There will be massive increases, Olivia, on people with cancer, people's kids, people with autism, people who are dealing with mental illness. In fact, this bill even says that pregnancy is a pre-existing condition.
I mean,
to be pregnant is a pre-existing condition.
This is like, this entire thing is beyond me, right? They had 8 years to come up with a better solution. 8 years. Right now, they're focused on being petty and being partisan. We're putting people's lives at risk just to give the dumpster fire that's happening right now a win. And that's not right. That's not fair. We need to get back to basics. And there are things about Obamacare, the Affordable Care Act, that can be improved and that a lot of people like. And the fact that we're ready to just pull that just to say that Trump can win something is ridiculous. And we deserve better as a country and as a people.
A peaceful protest turned deadly. 37-year-old black man was shot and killed by Baton Rouge police. His hands are in the air, and you still get shot by the cops.
Oh my God, please don't tell me he's dead.
We're not gonna let hate define us.
Race is a big part of this.
If truly all lives matter, then all lives need to matter equally.
What we require is action. What we require is accountability. We understand that black lives do matter, and we will keep focused on this issue.
NewsOne Now, every weekday morning at 7 on TV1.